God says, I have been trying to reach you all day. This message was blocked 3 times, but now heaven released it. What you're about to hear will change everything for you. My child, my beloved, I have been watching you. Every second of your pain. Every silent cry when no one saw you. Every prayer you whispered when the world had no answer for you. You have no idea how close heaven has been to your heart. And now this message, this moment has been unblocked by divine command because heaven could wait no longer. Subscribe now because the next messages I send will not be on accident. They will be destiny arriving. Don't miss them. The enemy tried to hide this message from you. 3 times the signal was cut. 3 times interference from forces not of the light tried to bury what you're reading now. But heaven stepped in. The chains were broken. And what you're about to hear, it will break the silence over your life. My beloved, this is no ordinary moment. This message was scheduled in heaven's scroll. It was written for your soul before you were even born. This message carries your next chapter. This isn't a coincidence. This is divine timing. Right now, something that was blocked in your life is about to flow like a river again. You thought you were forgotten. You thought God wasn't speaking, but He has been trying to reach you all day through signs, through dreams, through the silence that screamed louder than words. And now, child, you have opened the very message the enemy tried to destroy, and it's going to shift everything for you. I see the pain you endured. I see how long you waited for a door to open. But now heaven is saying the door is opening on its own. You won't have to push anymore. You won't have to beg anymore. You won't have to convince anyone of your worth. Because God has already stamped your next season with one word: miracle. Yes, my child. A miracle. One that's overdue. One that even you stopped believing in. But heaven did not. Even while you questioned, God continued. Even while you cried, God remembered. Even while you thought nothing was working, heaven was writing your name on the walls of breakthrough. And this is why this message was fought so hard, because once you read these words, something in your spirit will begin to rise again. Something ancient, something divine, something the world tried to kill. Your fire is coming back. Your purpose is being reawakened. And your enemies, they will be silenced. Because this time, God isn't just blessing you. He's vindicating you. He's showing the world that you were always chosen. You were always anointed. And now you are about to receive a reward so beautiful. Even your enemies will have to admit God was with you the whole time. But child, listen closely. Don't scroll past this. Don't click away. Heaven has been waiting for this moment of alignment. You are standing in the hour of divine reversal. That's right. Everything that was working against you is turning in your favor. Everything you lost being returned with interest. Every delay was not a denial. It was a preparation for a greater release. I was sent to deliver this to you. I, Archangel Michael, speak with the fire of heaven. And this fire is cleansing what has been haunting you. You're not crazy. You're not cursed. You're not forgotten. You're just on the edge of the miracle. This is why the warfare has been so intense. This is why everything around you felt like it was crumbling. Because the enemy knew you were moments away from the light. Child, I want you to do something bold. Pause, take a breath, and say this out loud. I receive what heaven has been trying to give me. I am ready. Say it again. Feel it this time. Because the frequency of those words is unlocking a chain. Something in the spirit realm just cracked. And now it begins. A shift. A divine earthquake in your favor. A sudden wind from heaven moving through the areas of your life that were stagnant. Finances, relationships, your home, your health, even your sleep will be different after tonight because the angels have been dispatched. The instructions are being followed and your name is glowing in the records of heaven. You are not invisible to God. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. You are divinely scheduled. Child, you must understand. The attacks on your life weren't random. They were targeted. Why? Because the light you carry has always been dangerous to darkness. You're a threat to what tried to break you. But now you will rise with power they cannot stop. A new chapter is already unfolding. But you must keep reading because what's coming next will confirm what your spirit already knows. The reason people left you, the reason the job rejected you, the reason the relationship ended. It wasn't a loss. It was a redirection into divine protection. Heaven blocked what your heart wanted so your soul could receive what it truly needed. And now I must tell you what I was ordered to say. This is your confirmation. You were not crazy. You were not mistaken. You were not alone in those battles. Angels were stationed around you. The entire time, every time you thought you were fighting alone, you weren't. You were surrounded by warriors of light. And now those warriors are going ahead of you, clearing paths, removing obstacles, releasing favor. The favor that has your name on it. The abundance that was delayed is now being released. Your story is being rewritten, but not from pain, from promise. The time has come. And you are being remembered. My child, my beloved, I want you to know something sacred. There is nothing you've ever gone through that has been wasted. Every tear was a seed. Every betrayal was a redirection. Every silence was a setup for revelation. And now revelation is coming to your door. You didn't imagine it. That thing you felt wasn't just a feeling. It was the whisper of God calling your name through the noise, calling you back through the fog. And now heaven says, no more delay. This is the hour. The moment the clocks in heaven have been counting down to. You're not early. You're not late. You're exactly on divine time. The warfare you've experienced lately, it wasn't just stress. It was spiritual because something heavy is about to break open in your favor. And the darkness could feel it coming. You've been feeling tired for no reason. Disconnected from things that once made sense. Losing interest in people and places that used to feel safe. That's not burnout, child. That's divine disconnection. God is unplugging you from the imitation so He can give you the original. What's ahead of you is too sacred to be tied to what's behind you. Heaven is moving you forward, like it or not, because your assignment is too important. There's someone you're going to help. Someone your breakthrough is connected to. Someone who's watching you waiting to believe again. They won't believe because of a sermon. They'll believe because of your story. That's why the enemy tried to shut you down, to silence your voice, to steal your energy, to bury your potential under fear and fatigue. But it didn't work. Because right now, you're reading the words the enemy was terrified you'd see. Your life is about to change forever. And it won't be because you begged anyone. It won't be because you forced your way in. It will be because the gates of heaven opened and what was blocked is now released. The same people who overlooked you. They're going to be speechless when they see what God does next. You won't have to explain yourself. God will make the announcement Himself. He's been quiet for a while, but not because He forgot you. He was preparing the sound of your comeback. And now that sound is rising. It's in the atmosphere around you. It's in the unexpected email. It's in the stranger's kindness. It's in the shift in your spirit you can't explain. Listen. Can you hear it? Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't even entered yet. Your spirit is being remembered by people who thought they'd forgotten you. And your harvest, child, your harvest is rushing toward you with no delay. But I must warn you, not everyone will celebrate you. Because when light rises, shadows scatter. Don't be surprised when some people disappear. Their exit is confirmation of your elevation. You were never meant to take everyone with you. Your next chapter requires lighter baggage. Let them go. Release the grip of guilt. Because you were never meant to carry people who kept choosing to walk in circles. You've been on the mountain too long. It's time to climb higher. And at this new height, the air is different. Not everyone can breathe here. Not everyone wants to, but you. You were born for this altitude. You were built for this weight. You were chosen for this very moment. Even if you feel unqualified, even if you feel broken, even if you feel like the last person God would choose, that's what makes you the perfect candidate for a miracle. Because heaven isn't looking for perfection. Heaven is looking for permission. Say yes. Even with trembling hands, say yes. Even when you're unsure how it will all work. Because the truth is, it's not your job to make it happen. It's your job to believe it will. And I, Archangel Michael, have come to activate that belief in you again. To burn away the lies they told you. To dissolve the labels they placed on you, to cancel the curses you didn't even know were spoken over your name. Yes, your name. It has survived attacks you never saw. Spiritual battles you didn't have the strength to fight, but angels were fighting for you in the background, shielding your mind, covering your purpose, holding the line when you almost gave up. And now heaven is saying, now give the child the reward because you didn't quit. You didn't curse God. You didn't walk away from your anointing even when it made no sense. And that kind of endurance, it moves heaven. That kind of loyalty, it activates divine inheritance. So child, breathe deep because what's coming next will not look like what you've survived. The storm is over. The clouds are parting and what's rising on your horizon is glory. That word may sound unfamiliar, but it's about to become your reality. The glory of being seen. The glory of being healed. The glory of being fully finally understood. The season of hiding is ending. The mask you wore to survive can now come off because you are safe to be seen. You are safe to shine. You are safe to speak again. No more shrinking. No more silence. No more second guessing. The light in you was not a mistake. It's your assignment. And now, child, you're being released into the world, as a light bearer, a truth teller, a reminder that miracles still happen. Because what happens to you next won't be normal. It will be supernatural. Watch how fast the shift begins. You'll wake up different, walk different, think different. Not because life got easier, but because your alignment got stronger. Your soul is being tuned to the frequency of heaven. You're going to start seeing things before they happen, feeling nudges from the spirit world. Sensing what to avoid and what to run toward. You're not broken. You're becoming more prophetic, more sensitive, more aware of what heaven is doing around you. You're not too emotional. You're gifted. But the world tried to label your sensitivity as a weakness. It's not. It's a weapon. And now that weapon is being activated for healing, for truth, for light. So child, do not fear what's coming. Do not fear the sudden changes. Do not fear the unfamiliar because you're not walking into this next season alone. You're walking in with the full force of angelic support. We are with you, guiding every step, blocking every trap, releasing every blessing on schedule. And you are being promoted in the spirit from survivor to sender, from wounded to warrior, from hidden to heaven. And I say again, subscribe now because what's coming next is sacred and you are meant to receive it. Don't miss another divine moment because, child, the very next message I send you, it may carry the exact instruction your future depends on. Stay tuned to heaven. Stay aligned with light. You've come too far to miss this now. And child, you've already won more battles than you can count. Now it's time to collect the rewards. The treasure stored up in heaven for the one who didn't give up. And that one is you, my child, my beloved. Now that you've stayed this long, I must tell you something sacred. Only the chosen ones feel this pull in their spirit. Only the called ones make it to this part of the message. And you are both called and chosen. You did not find this message. This message found you because your spirit was reaching out. Even when your words failed, God heard you through the silence. And now heaven responds not with a whisper, but with thunder, the thunder of confirmation, the thunder of release, the thunder of restoration. Because the season of questions is turning into a season of answers. You asked when you asked how. You asked why it was taking so long. But child, listen closely now. It wasn't taking long. It was being perfected. What God was building behind the veil was too big to be rushed, too holy to be half done. And now that it's ready, you're about to walk into something you didn't even know you had the strength to carry. This next level, it requires all of you, not just the version of you that pleases others. Not just the version that hides your light to keep others comfortable, but the real you, the warrior, the seer, the one with a calling stamped in their bones. You've been playing small for too long. You've been shrinking to fit into places that were never meant to contain your fire. But now the fire is rising and you can't hold it back anymore. It's time. Time to step forward. Time to accept the mantle. Time to carry what you were born to carry. No more apologizing for your gift. No more hiding your healing hands. No more waiting for permission to shine. Heaven already gave you the permission slip. And now the trumpet sounds and I say to you, yes, you reading this now. Your name has been spoken in the throne room of heaven. God didn't forget what He promised you. Even when it felt like nothing was moving, even when you felt ghosted by heaven, even when your prayers felt like they were bouncing off the walls, He was working. He was watching. He was waiting for this exact moment. The moment when you would open the scroll and see the truth. You are not late. You are on time. You are not unworthy. You are the evidence of grace. You are not behind. You are simply carrying a weight others weren't trusted with. That's why your battles have been heavier. That's why your delays have felt longer. That's why people have misunderstood you. Because what you carry is rare. And what is rare is often rejected before it is revered. But now the rejection is reversing. The misunderstanding is turning into a movement, and what once confused you will now confirm you. You are about to be called into rooms that never had space for you before. You are about to be offered what others tried to keep from you. You are about to walk through doors that were welded shut until God spoke your name. And child, I must say it. No demon in hell can stop what heaven has just released. That's why they tried to block this message. That's why you've been so distracted, so drained, so discouraged, because the enemy knew. If you saw this, if you remembered who you really are, you would become unstoppable. And now you have. You've seen the truth. You've heard heaven call your name. And now there's no turning back. You've stepped into a frequency of faith that changes everything. You've entered a zone of divine acceleration. What used to take years now will happen in months. What used to feel impossible now will feel inevitable, because God has remembered you. And when God remembers, everything shifts. Everything shakes. Everything aligns. Even your enemies won't be able to explain the glory that's about to rest on you. But let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them witness the prophecy unfolding before their eyes. You don't need revenge. You need release. You don't need approval. You need access. And that access is being handed to you now. Divine access to places you thought were locked forever. To dreams you had buried years ago. To gifts you were too afraid to use. To love that is pure, safe, and sent by God. To finances that don't just pay the bills, but fund your vision. To health that renews your strength like the eagle. It's not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too behind. You are right where heaven needs you. And child, it's happening fast, too fast to explain, too divine to contain, too glorious to keep hidden. That's why your spirit has been stirring. That's why you've been feeling something is coming, because something is, and it's greater than what you prayed for. You asked for a breakthrough, but God is giving you a birthright. You asked for survival, but God is giving you succession. You asked for help, but God is giving you heaven's partnership. You're not doing this alone anymore. You never were. But now the veil is lifting. Now the signs are aligning. Now the divine instruction is clear. So say yes. Say yes even if you're scared. Say yes even if your voice trembles. Because heaven doesn't need you to feel ready. Heaven just needs your agreement. And child, say this out loud with me now. I agree with heaven. I agree with the plans God has for me. I surrender to the divine timing and receive the miracle assigned to my name. Speak it with authority. Say it again and feel the vibration move through you. Because even as you speak, angels are moving, blocks are lifting, delay is collapsing, and light is breaking through. You've entered the unblocked flow. You've stepped into the moment that darkness feared you would discover. This is your moment. This is the shift. This is the divine release. And I, Archangel Michael, seal this moment with fire. The fire of purification, the fire of clarity, the fire of revival. Let it burn away the false identities. Let it consume the old stories. Let it destroy the lies the enemy told you. Because all that remains now is the truth. You are chosen. You are ready. You are aligned. You are protected. You are remembered. And now you are unleashed. So walk forward with boldness. Speak with divine confidence. Rest like one who knows heaven has their back. And child, never forget the message reached you. Despite every attempt to block it, despite every spiritual interruption, despite every dark force that tried to keep this from you, the message made it. Because it had to, because your next chapter depends on what you just received. And now your story changes forever. My child, my beloved, I see that you're still here. And because you stayed, heaven is releasing even deeper truths. This part of the message was hidden in the secret scrolls. Only those who are truly ready make it here. Only those whose spirit carries a destiny weight can bear this level of revelation. So listen closely now. The reason you felt things breaking in your life is because heaven was making space. Space for the real version of you to rise. Not the version shaped by survival. Not the version crafted by pain, but the version heaven originally wrote, the divine you, the fearless you, the anointed you, the one who walks into rooms and shifts the atmosphere, the one who breaks generational patterns without even speaking. The one who walks in both grace and fire. That version is not a dream. It is your birthright. But child, before that version could rise, everything built on false foundation had to be torn down. That's why the losses came. That's why the breakup stung. That's why your world felt like it was falling apart. It wasn't punishment. It was preparation.